Hello and welcome to the overview for 1988's Capcom release, 1943, The Battle of Midway. It's a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up air combat game and the follow-up to 1942. So let's just fire it up. So the game starts with your standard start screen. And then we go into a nice little cut screen here to give us a in-game universe situation. So in 1943, our main fleet and the enemy's mobile unit have begun an intense battle off the coast of Valhalla Island. During the battle, we have suffered tremendous losses and lost the carrier Hawknest. You are our only hope. Destroy Totaku. And that brings us back to the start screen, and then it'll just keep running this. But once we hit start, our first option is to power up our P-38 Lightning, which is one of the most unique looking aircraft in my opinion, and it was one of the top 5 to 10 fastest non-jets flown in World War II. So we have these categories: offensive power, defensive power, energy level, special weapon, and special weapon time limit. We start with 3 points, and we will be able to pick up more points by finding hidden items throughout the levels. So offensive power, self-explanatory. It's going to be how hard you hit. Defensive power is essentially the same thing. It's going to be how well you take a punch. Energy level is going to be your max energy. And special weapon time limit is going to be the same as energy, except for your special weapon options that you get from the orange planes. So that gives us the last thing that we're going to talk about is our special weapons. First one you're going to start with is the bullet blocker arc, and you just get round red energy balls that kind of fly off the ship, and they'll knock down the bullets, but they're pretty weak. And the first, it's all of the red orbs that you're shooting out. When you get the second one, your front 2 orbs will change back into your main cannon because it's more powerful. Now that can be a real helpful weapon when things get really crazy. The second one is like their shotgun spread option. It's you pick up the pineapple icon, and then it gives you a wide range of things to shoot at, and it's semi-automatic because you can hold the button down for a little bit, but then it will stop, so you got to kind of find the balance. After the spread is machine guns, just your 2 main cannons, just a little bit wider, firing very rapidly, but again, you can't just hold the button down, you got to kind of find the right timing. After machine guns, you're going to get bombs. They don't have as much width to them. They're about the same size as your main cannon. They're a lot more powerful, and they are rapid shooting like the 2 previous weapons. So you got to find the right kind of rhythm to that. Now the 5th one isn't going to be a weapon. You're going to actually get an energy tank, so you'll be able a higher amount of energy off your orange planes. And then that sixth one, that's going to be lasers, and they are not semi-automatic at all, so it's just you're going to have to be cranking the button. So an interesting thing is that while you can power, if you put all of your points into, say, offensive power, you can get a full bar 6 by level 3. But if you go with special weapons, you'll be able to get to that 5th one, and then they won't let you put another bar on the special weapons until later in the game. So this is you're kind of just going to have to get a feel for how you want to power these things up. I figure the first few are going to be a little bit easier, so I'm just going to go full on offensive power to really just knock things out and just move on. It's all personal feeling though, energy level if you're struggling, or defensive power. But the first ones are a lot easier, and if you allocate them to that special weapons, you're kind of locking yourself in, and it makes some of the levels a lot more difficult because you lack the other options, so you're weaker, and the special weapons at this point aren't benefiting you as much as they will later on. So let's just go with that. So it gives you your little, what you're going to be trying to shoot down or sink when you launch. And you just have the standard weapon, and that's your B. And when you hit A, you have a lightning attack, but that takes energy from you. And if you notice, your energy is constantly counting down. So you want to use that sparingly, because that will knock you down to 0. And you will have a few extra attacks, lightning attacks, after 0. Mainly it's when the screen gets just too much going on and you just need a reset. You can hit that, or if you need to cut over to get the special weapons at some point, sometimes there's just too many planes in your way and you gotta make the jump. One thing that you do get is, if you hold your button down, your gun, you get the lasers, you get to charge them up. So a lot of the special weapons that are the more semi-automatic ones, you'll be able to hold the button and then pick up, then charge up your lasers at the same time. And then when you see a pinwheel, that's going to give you your max. So if you spent your points on max energy, you'll be a lot further ahead. And then a lot of these, you get these hidden special weapons, this barrel looking thing, that's for your special weapons. And then when you get to the end, when you go down for a ship, it lets you know that you're going down to the surface. So these are just a couple of, there's like little gunships. They're at the main ones. You can get by without attacking them, but really helps you just to get rid of a lot of the extra flak in the air and be able to see what's going on. And they've got a hidden cow, and that's going to give you energy. So there's a cow, there's an elephant, and there's like an astronaut, and they're all energy. And then the barrel, and there's a star that give you energy for your special weapons. You normally just, power up the lasers, but you can just, this was pretty easy. And then there's going to be some flak that comes off of this, and so you got to watch it. You don't want to fly into it like I just did, because it will hurt you. And then at the end of the mission, they're going to kind of give you this breakdown, and your destructive rate is going to be important, because if you don't destroy enough, you will have to repeat the mission. There's a couple other things that I didn't really get around to mentioning when I was going through that first one. So a couple more things we're going to point out here as we go through level 2, and then we'll go on to level 3. So these are your special weapons. The POW is energy. There's that arc I was talking about. You saw the special weapons. And so you'll flip through, or after you go through twice, it's going to turn into an energy tank. So since I only have the one special weapon, I can only select that one option here. As you add more special weapons to your power-up on your playing screen, you'll have to shoot through them to get to the next one, and that can slow you down. So sometimes it's not always the best to go for all the highest weapons. You kind of have to have a feel for how the level's going. Sometimes like these lower ones where you can just get them right away. This is the shotgun. This and the shotgun. It just gives you a little better option, so you're not kind of trying to shoot things up and then also pick up the weapon you want. So, and then here is going to be this, what looks like a Pacific Islander mask to me. This is going to be your bonus points that you find. So we'll go down, we'll add special weapons so I can show you how to shoot through them. And then there's also, some levels will have a dragonfly instead of a mask, and the dragonfly gives you 2 points instead of just the 1. And then when you're picking up the mask, the screen is going to freeze. So whatever's happened on the screen is going to be in the exact same position when you come back out of it. So you want to kind of take a mental picture of the screen when you're picking up the mask or the dragonfly. Because it can help you avoid flying right into a bullet or another plane. See, I waited too long to be able to pick up the special weapon, so now I'm out as I approach the carrier. These central chambers are going to be your launch bays, so you want to kind of take those out a little faster, and it'll help remove a lot of these little annoying planes and kind of keep things off your back. If you have any other tips or tricks you want to, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you like this video, click like. If you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe. And so until next time, see you later.